everyone. I'm Kamal Miller, center back for Club de Foot Montreal and the Canadian men's national team, and you're listening to the Football Weekly podcast.
Joe, it finally happened.
Still don't believe it.
We've been calling it for, well, I can't say we, everyone's been calling it for months. Every United fan, every football fan that wakes up in the morning and sees that this guy still has a job is shocked. But if you're an opposing team that has to play Manchester United, you want Ole to stay there. So it's a pretty bad week, and they're coming up next. Well, not next, but in a couple of weeks for Arsenal, and I wouldn't mind having Ole at the wheel.
Yeah, I think first let's deal with. I like the way that they've treated him in the end. Like they made him say a proper goodbye on their social media and stuff like that, because you can't forget about like these managers and what they've done as players or different roles at the club. I think of Frank Lampard. Okay, like he was left in a, it was time for him to leave. Obviously, it was the right move when you get a chance to get Thomas Tuchel. You end up winning a Champions League and doing very well. But Frank Lampard still is a major part of Chelsea, just like Ole Gunnar. Not to that level, don't get me wrong, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in terms of the history of Manchester United, let's not forget that. I'm not a United fan. I'm just saying, as a soccer fan, as a footy fan, he does deserve. Of course, he deserves to be judged on his record as a manager, but I think we're so quick to cast people off and only put them in this category in terms of how they're remembered as maybe not as successful in the sense of a manager. But so in saying that, it was time for him to go a long time ago. Maybe they should have done him a favor earlier, right, Reggie, so he didn't have to suffer this way. I mean, I
think they were giving him every chance to make it right. And every time that we said he was
save himself,
he was gone, he would save himself with a win. And it was just like, we talked about it, Joe. It
was time.
shows ago that, he'll get beat by City. He'll win the Champions League game during the week. He'll win on the weekend. He'll get beat in Champions League, but he'll win the game on the weekend domestically. And it was just a cycle of losing. And I think before he got a chance to give himself another reprieve, because they won again today, I think they still would have won with Ole coaching anyway. But you had to let him go after the debacle at Watford, right?
I think it's evident you can't let yourself keep slipping that way. It's just funny how seasons take a different identity, whether it be your European stage or your domestic stage, right? It's funny. And again, United is no different with that. It was time for Ole to go. He does deserve, respect in terms of, what he's done and so on. And again, he was okay, but you're not paid to be okay. And when you're managing, a team, a club, with the status of Manchester United. So I think it's a long time coming. We've said it's the move that needed to happen. These players are, worthy of a bit more than not worthy. I'm not saying worthy of a bit more in terms of, a person at the helm. I'm saying they're capable of a lot more. They should be getting more out of that. It's this United issue is not just Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've said this before. There's a lot of things, and it just goes to show you how important it is for a club to be run properly from top to bottom, everywhere in between, and all that stuff. This is, Ole's the scapegoat. I think, Reggie, we can honestly say he's the scapegoat for this. There's a lot of problems at United in terms of, the setup and all that stuff.
Well,
like
you got rid of, the sporting director, I guess, Woodward first. Yeah. And now the next logical guy is the manager.
Absolutely.
So
it becomes a thing of,
I don't think he's being scapegoated. He's a logical next step to go if things don't change.
Yeah, but I always think that managers get, things don't go their way, the team's way, and it's he or she that gets the the blame. Yes, but in this case, he's had many chances.
Yeah,
he should have been gone long before this.
Yeah,
he's finally gone. A lot of players deserve a ton of criticism there at United. Case in point, there
he's so bad, Joe.
So big, I can't see. Ole Maguire out. So there you go. I mean,
so
there's
bad,
players that
Joe.
and I know Roy Keane goes over the top and does stuff, and maybe he's not always, but correct in a lot of the things. But some things he is. A lot of the players need to look in the mirror, and they need to be worthy of what we would call big team performances. He's one of them that has not been. There's a lot of other players that haven't been at Manchester United.
That's not a big game player, Joe.
He's not. Like, and again, I know people are going to say, no, to the level that you need. No, it's not.
Did you see him against Watford?
Yeah. Again, to get sent off and
Joe,
it's comical.
The
Like,
decision
and pretty close together too. Like, I don't know.
The decision making is awful.
Some players get more than 9 lives. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got 9 lives in terms of a manager, then what does Harry Maguire get? 1,000? I mean, again,
80 million. That's how many lives he gets.
Right?
He gets 80 million lives.
Is Varane hurt, by the way?
He has to be.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
People are going to yell at us for that. But, it was time. Where do they go from here? I love, you tweeted out some stuff and put stuff on our social media accounts that.
Tell me that's not that. It has to be that. Right?
It's a great point. We're alluding to, or I'm alluding to, or directly speaking about, Reggie saying about Pochettino being the guy that's being mentioned. First of all, he is being mentioned, so that's what we're saying too. But Reggie, I thought it was a good point. This is a good way for Poch to say, hey, you know what? If I'm damned if I do here, damned if I don't with PSG. Right? I'm supposed to win. It's probably going to hurt me more if I don't win. And I mean the Champions League.
Of course.
And he's obviously been, criticized in the past for not winning.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yeah, maybe this is a good route. I'll go to United. It's another project. But here's, so I think that's a good point. And, until you put that out there, I didn't really think of it that way.
And Zidane said he doesn't want to coach in English. Not in English league, but in the English language. So the only place he can coach is Spain or France.
It doesn't look like Carlo Ancelotti's leaving anytime soon.
There you go.
Real Madrid. So, I mean, I doubt he's going to go take over Lille and, or
Right.
or Marseille. So, I mean, we know where that's kind of heading. So it looks
Plus, he's had all the superstars before, and he was able to win championships with them, right? So he knows how to wrangle them in and make them play as a team. So
dare I say the Phil Jackson of
there you go,
of football. So
there you go.
I mean, so it just seems like it would work at this point in the season. Who knows? But here you are again. Who's available? And again, you're not just looking to just grab anyone. So this is here we go again with this. I mentioned this to you today about Ronaldo. I said, Ronaldo is no one's not taking Ronaldo in your team. You're taking Ronaldo in your team. You're a fool if you don't. Come on, generational player, arguably the best goal scorer of all time. But I do think, is Ronaldo up for this? Like, did I sign up for this? Like, Ronaldo should be at this point in his career. Again, this is all credit to him. Should be at a club where he fits best, right, Reggie, on a club that is the top 4-5 team in the world, the club level, right? This is again this work in progress thing with United.
It shouldn't be a work in progress with what they have.
I agree. You just the words out of my mouth. It shouldn't be. Seems like it is, because when you look at this lineup and what they have potentially on paper, they got to be better than this. This is the Sherlock comment of the night, but
it just breaks down when you get towards the defense part of the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Breaks down. The talent level falls off dramatically.
Yeah, I just think,
except for Varane, of course. But is Varane that good? I don't know.
Yeah, again, I
haven't seen him enough in the EPL. EPL is a different animal, by the way. You know this.
Yeah, I listen, but you would think that Harry Maguire would be.
Let's not talk about that guy. He's
all
terrible.
Suited for it. So
how can he be suited for it? Now you have to be able to play with your feet, and he's terrible with his feet.
Yeah,
he has no pace. So when skillful players come around and they start playing 1-2s around, what's he going to do? He's going to foul. He's going to get sent off. That's what he's going to do.
And just the liability if he's going to play every single day.
Terrible footballer, man.
Yeah,
terrible.
Like just pure playing football from what's expected today as a center back, and for him to play.
He would have been great back in the day when everybody's just lumping balls in and head him out. He would have been fantastic. But now it's different. You know that.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to be able to play football, and he can't.
He can, and he's the captain of the team. It's
That's a joke.
Yeah, anyway. So this is these problems, these issues run pretty deep at Manchester United.
Yeah,
who's the solution? Who's the savior, if you will?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
just bring Sir Alex back. Forget it, man.
Insane. The Champions League story for them. They look like they're going to qualify. Winning heals all. You get in a little bit of a run. I'm not saying they're going to win the Champions League, guys, but I'm just saying, there's things that need to be done at United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ran his course long time ago. I just don't know how quickly they can build themselves back. Here's a question: Manchester United or Tottenham Hotspur?
For what?
Who's further off in terms of where you're going in the future?
Who's further off?
So who's got the better manager? Obviously, Tottenham Hotspur. Who has the better roster? Obviously, you got to say Manchester United.
But who's further away? I would say it's Tottenham. Talent-wise,
because talent is talent.
Talent-wise,
talent is talent. CR7's in the group. Let's go on.
We both know that Harry Kane's gone.
Yeah, so you count him out.
You count him out. What's left?
Yeah, their front 3, 4. They've gone to sleep, haven't they? That's been.
Well, maybe they're just not as good as everyone thought they were.
Well, no, I don't think that. That's not fair. I think they're good in terms of talent, but I think we addressed this a few weeks back. I think Harry Kane
did what I did.
Yeah, exactly. The two Aries. I think Harry Kane just checked out. We said that a couple weeks ago.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, it was just
Bush.
He was unprofessional. He clearly wanted physically to leave. And so we know where that was, and that creates when your best player is not in it. What do we expect to happen? So I think that's important there. So it becomes, does Conte rein him in and make him back to what he was and get him back, or does he, like you said, cash in and sell?
He wants to go.
Yeah.
He's the most expensive asset you have on your team. It's all lined up.
You have to build a lot.
It's all lined up. And Conte, we both know Conte is a guy that will come to you in the summer and say, man, I need $300 million to rebuild a team.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't get any leaves. So if I can get half of it by selling Harry Kane, you got to sell Harry Kane.
So who finishes higher?
United or Tottenham?
Is it easy for you? Like it's easy. It's going to be
United. Yeah. United has to.
Because we know that the top 3 are just kind of, they seem like they're on their own.
The top 2.
Yeah, Chelsea, City. Yeah. No. Sorry. Chelsea, Liverpool, City, right in there. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. For me, Reggie, it's the top 3. For me, it's the 3. I think it's Chelsea in no particular order, but I guess Chelsea.
Yeah.
Maybe the 2, 3. Liverpool and City are right up there. I think it'll be Chelsea and Liverpool if you were to ask me. But today. But yeah, Tottenham, United. Here's the question: do you think was Conte in for United? Like, would he be in the conversation if he didn't get the Tottenham job?
Yes, he would be by fans and pundits. But if Manchester United wanted him, or if Conte wanted United, he would have waited.
Yeah.
If he knew, if United said, "Hey, listen, Antonio,
I have a different theory, but
here's what's going on. We're literally giving this guy 2 or 3 games. He has to win all 3 of them. If he doesn't, he's out. And then we're gonna appoint you." He would. I don't think he takes. Oh, Tottenham's knocking on my door. I gotta go to Tottenham. I don't think he does that. If he wants to go to United, he waits and he goes to United.
Now you know why I think he went to Tottenham. I mean,
why?
His relationship with the sporting director.
Right.
And he did go to the stadium. He did go to the training ground. Like I know traditionally Tottenham, in terms of fitting in with those other clubs, is traditionally, not today, I gotta say, in terms of the money that's there, right? He was wowed by the facility, the training center, all that stuff, and whatever. But I hear you. But I do think he'd be in it. I don't know if he'd be in at United. I think United would have wanted him. I'm not so sure he'd want to go and work with.
Well, like I said, he would have waited if he wanted to be there. He would have waited, and he didn't. So He took Tottenham instead of United, which
I thought he was going to go to Tottenham.
In the long run, it might be the wrong decision, but you got to play it out. So we'll see.
Yeah. Ole out. It's finally happened.
Lots of another coach got let go today, and a GM got let go yesterday. Where do you want to go? Yeah. Both Canadian angle. Where do you want to start? Let's start with TFC then.
Yeah, TFC.
They've been around longer. They're older, So we'll start with them. Finally, Ali Curtis.
Yeah, Javi Perez.
Javi Perez is gone.
And Ali Curtis.
Ali Curtis.
Yeah, sorry. It's time to go.
Two bad decisions, that probably spelled out the end of his tenure at TFC was bringing in Steve Armis at the beginning of the season.
Armis.
What did I say? Who's Steve Armis?
Why did you say Steve?
Who's Steve Armis?
Yeah, I don't know. Why did I say get the Canada stuff already?
Yeah, see. Yeah, you got to jump up a little bit. Let them see.
Too short. Yeah.
There you go, Canada.
Chris Armis, we called early days.
Armis. I don't know who that is, but but Chris Armis. Even before he stepped on the field for the first game, we said he's the wrong guy, and proven right.
Yeah, we gave him like 3 days of he's doing okay.
And
but Ali Curtis, no. This is we questioned this from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Not just we did. Obviously, a lot of people questioned it when it was never the right call in our opinion.
Yeah,
it hasn't worked out. It didn't
work out. Yeah.
TFC, what we learned in MLS is that quickly you can turn things around.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity. Where do they go next? All indicators are saying Bob Bradley. Be great.
But here's the thing though, and you said Altidore is gone as well.
Josie Altidore gone, yes.
Now, is Bob Bradley a fan of Josie Altidore?
I thought he was.
So why?
So you're not convinced he's gone? He's gone, Reggie. He's gone. All reports are indicating Josie's gone. You're still not convinced. No, because I thought Bradley.
Who makes the decision now that Ali Curtis is gone?
Yeah, I'm with you.
If Bob Bradley comes in and says, "I'll take the position, but I need Josie," now what do you do? And Josie was mad at Armis. They had that spat, so that was already down the drain for Josie. And Josie comes in, and then Perez doesn't play him again, and he's upset.
Apparently,
about
Bill
that.
Manning is the one who stepped in and president and pushed him back into the mix from what we've read. And then
so both coaches didn't want him, and now you have a coach that might come in and say, "I'll take the job, but I need this, and one of those this is I need Josie back."
Do you want Bob Bradley to coach this TFC team?
Who else is out there, Joe?
No, I do. I want him. Who I'd really want there, but I think I would really like Bob Bradley here. By the way,
who else would you like?
Ideally, right?
Yeah,
ideal with it being almost real. You're saying there's a chance. Robin Fraser for me. I would love to see him.
You're not going to get him out of Colorado.
No. Great situation. You know what I would love to see? Robin Fraser, Mark Anthony Kay. I know others have said it too, by the way, but I'm talking about ideal. I'm talking,
Mark Anthony Kay was available and we still didn't
in my dreams, wouldn't that be good? Because Robin Fraser, when he was here, and by hearing from some other guys tell us, and we'll get to who told us that in a second in our next part of, jobs and so on, and all the indicators from what we've read and heard was really an amazing part of Greg Vanny's staff. A very important part of it. You listen to Robin Fraser, I like him. Just like him. He's very likable, good soccer guy, knows the MLS, and just seems like a very good fit. It would be great. But yeah, kudos to him because he's doing a great job in Colorado. Kudos to Mark Anthony Kay, who's also doing a great job and leading that team, Colorado, who, of course, with our, other Canadian men's national team players that are involved in the MLS playoffs. That's who we're cheering for. That's what we do, Reggie. When our beloved TFC's out, cheering for those guys. So,
right.
We got Alistair Johnston playing right now currently for Nashville in the playoffs. So, but yeah, ideally that. So Bob Bradley, would you take him? You said yes. Only because you're not sure who's available. I'm saying
Yeah,
I mean,
you take him if he's available. You take
I'm saying
him.
yes because I think he's very qualified. Obviously, too. I like him.
Oh, for sure you do. For sure you do. Yeah, that's a name that you take. So we'll see in the coming days if that's an actually a thing that happens. Who takes over for Riley Curtis though? We're on the lookout for a GM as well.
Does he do that? Does he do that role as well?
I thought he was GM.
Coach GM.
Who? Bob Bradley?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Right, Coach. Yeah,
I don't know.
and you got to move fast, Reggie. I mean, I know the playoffs are like now,
yeah.
But first game of MLS season starts when? You know, like roughly
March something.
February.
So you're literally, well, what we were talking about it today. It's all next week's December already.
They have to move.
Like 3 months away, right?
Got to move. You have 3 months.
Bring back Tim Bezbachenko, man.
So you got 3 months to get this going. So it's not as much time as we think. So
yeah,
things have to move.
And you need to get a striker, and you need to get some defenders.
You have to fix some things. There's the matter of that. You have to address the roster, right? So, but again, how do we address the roster? You got to take care of the front office.
Yeah, you got to get the coach.
And so it moves quick. It moves very quick. You got to do it. What's good though is that in MLS, there's proven track record history of teams quickly building it. I mean, just look at expansion teams. So they got to get moving. They have to get moving here.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to see Bob Bradley. We've said that. In terms of who else is involved,
I'm
not sure. I'm not hearing.
Not hearing anything right now.
I'm not. I mean, I'm just hearing Bob Bradley. So
that's it. That's the big name that's out there. It's a big successful name that's out there. Michael Bradley, his son is on the team. All signs point to him taking the job.
Right.
Another guy lost his job today.
So a lot of people were surprised by this.
I was shocked too. I didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't see this coming this way. I mean, I thought it would have happened earlier if things weren't going on. I don't have any insight to this. So Jim Brennan,
York United,
parting ways, but with York United, parting ways. That's the official word, right?
Sacked.
That's what you're saying, but York United is saying parting ways.
Sacked.
Yeah.
Nice way to say you're fired.
So I don't know the situation between. We're going to get to what my opinion is. Not going to talk about the opinion of what has happened in terms of before. Let's deal with now. So Jim Brennan is no longer the coach of York United. I mean, 2 days ago they were celebrating, being part of the CPL playoffs. Lose out to, let's call a spade, the best team in CPL. Forge and Bobby, Coach Bobby Smirniotis, sorry. There's that. He's gone. Where do we go from here? Well, all indicators, everybody that we read and so on. Mark Anthony K tweeting out something about saying there's one choice for this job. Dwayne Rollins, 24th minute, saying this. Andrea Lombardo, friend of our show and Fantasy Poolies and former TFC player. A lot of people saying it's a no-brainer. Who should York United bring on? They're saying one name, Carmasacco, York University, Vaughan Soccer Club, Canadian men's national, youth programs, all that stuff. When you say that, you draw a parallel to what's happening, like I just said, with Forge and, their connection, Bobby with Sigma. Well, you're saying this, Carm, and you can't help but bring up, Patrice Geyser, Serge DeLuca, whoever, the guys like this who've worked in CPL before. Is it time? No, it's not time. The time passed, and it's here, and it's still here.
Do you think
present and still? He should. These are no-brainers. This is an absolute no-brainer.
Do you think he's going to get the chance to take over?
No.
You don't think he's going to get the chance?
Do I think he should? Yes. Do I think he will? No.
You don't think he'll take it, or you don't think they'll ask him?
Great question. I don't know. And again, yes, we know if you listen to our show, you're watching us. Yeah, we know that I have a good relationship with Carm, mentor of mine, known him for years, love the guy.
He's all right.
Yeah, other than Reggie and his rivalry which we all know about. But I like your question. Is he going to take it? Because is he not going to be there because it's not going to be offered? And that's what I don't like here. That's what listen, if Carm does not want to be involved in CPL, it should be because Carm does not want to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because he's not been asked. It's an absolute travesty that Carm is not involved in CPL, by the way. And when I say Carm, I want all the other, and I don't want guys to, and a lot of the guys listening that are connected with Carm, I mean you guys too. I mean the guys I talked about. Patrice Geyser, who, by the way, maybe deserves his own chance too. Right? We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys involved, Serge DeLuca, who was part of that group, Luca Forno, the coaches at Vaughan, whoever they are. I mentioned those guys because they worked in CPL before. But when you say Carm, it's absolutely he should be involved because we're losing out in Canadian soccer. Not because Carm's a friend of mine, whatever. The facts, the history, the resume speaks for itself. I mentioned Forge and Bobby. And Reggie, I've been quiet about this for a long time. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you want me to express
I do.
this.
I've been wanting you to talk.
So
that's why I'm
going to take the floor with this one. And Reggie's been saying that because with Bobby and Sigma and what they've done, and it leads into Forge, is a great thing. It's actually a great thing to see, and even for a person like me who's been involved with dealing with them a little bit, playing against them, working with them in showcasing stuff, and being a tidbit of it. It's great to see them do it. And Carm, and like I said, and Patrice, and whatever falls under that umbrella should have the same chance. Not because it's about participation medals, because they've earned it. They've put in the time. They are currently players that are playing for our Canadian men's national team that are doing their thing. Mark Anthony Kay tweeted it out today, right? It should happen. Andrea Lombardo, played at a top level, played for Carm. It goes on. Guys currently on the national team in that, in the mix there. Of course he should be in the mix for this. Of course he should be in the conversation. Canadian soccer is losing out by not having Carmen Asako involved, right? It's just, it doesn't make sense. And I know, Carm is outspoken in some things, and when he speaks, people should listen, right? And I'm glad he's outspoken because he cares and he's passionate about the game in Canada and what it means to be involved in something like this. He has earned the right to be involved, to be a decision maker. And that's what's really, maybe a lot of people don't know, is that, I think him being involved in the league, it has to be somehow. If it's him as a coach, leading an organization, or even at least to have him involved in the decision making for, player personnel in the entirety of the league. And again, I keep mentioning Carm. I also believe Patrice Geyser and guys like that deserve an opportunity.
Yeah,
they earned it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, it's a travesty not having someone with Carm's resume and track record and the players that he's coached and the things that he's done, Hall of Famer this, Hall of Famer that, not being involved in a developmental league in Canada. It's craziness. It's craziness.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about this earlier today while we were watching the Knicks game. Lakers and Knicks, by the way.
It's like I'm becoming like an honorary Knicks fan.
You have to if you're gonna be here. But and we were talking about, well, if it's not Carm, then who's it going to be? And you said something that's to me, I think you're right, but it shouldn't be like that.
Shouldn't be like that. He's meant too much for this landscape. He'll hate this, by the way. No one hates accolades more than Carmen.
Yeah.
It just makes zero sense. I think the amount of influence that he's had. Put it this way: if you think you know how much influence he's had, you don't. You don't. I don't even think I do. and I'm saying
You got to multiply it by a lot.
You know, the amount of like phone calls. I remember trying to get young players into the national program, provincial program, but national program. And I called two people. I'm going to be honest. I called Carmen Asako, and then, you know, he connected me with Patrice Geyser. And then they were so influential with that when I was just, you know, beginning when helping young players. And I had a couple of really good ones, you know, a couple have been on our show. And I just think the conversations and at every drop of a hat, they were so ready. Carmen's so ready to just call this person, call that person. If he believes, you know, and what people don't realize is Carmen believes in the people that you don't see, that you don't hear about in terms of, you know, people working within the game that have had a good influence on young players or, you know, just players in general. So it's telling when Mark Anthony Kay, who is, you know, playing at the top level of his craft and his trade and such a vital member of our national team. And first of all, kudos to Mark Anthony, who continues to use his platform for good.
Yeah.
Right. We know his view on social topics. It's brave. It's modern. It's intelligent. It's knowledgeable. It's passionate. And then here he is again. He you know, taken to social media to say it. So I can go on about this forever, Reggie. I know you. Well, you want me to.
Let me ask you a question though, which might open another can of worms here.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that it's York United that don't possibly want Carm, or do you think it's the league CPL that doesn't want Carm involved? Because I know Carm was on our show, did an interview on our show, and he brought to light some things about the CPL.
Yeah, got some buzz, didn't it?
Right, exactly.
So hey, listen, let's call a spade a spade. Other outlets,
right.
You know,
right. So
used part of our interview. And, hey, we welcome it. It was good, but Carm spoke.
Right. So do you think it's CPL saying, you know, he said some pretty things that some stuff that we didn't want to get out there, and maybe we don't want this guy involved in what we have to do? Or do you think it's actually York United saying, you know, I can't see an owner of a team, or a GM saying, I don't want that guy?
Reggie, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what or who is exactly responsible, or if there's one in particular or something's happening where, you know, this has been the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I didn't mean that, because if I were to say it, I speculate. And in my opinion, I don't know who exactly. I can, you know, throw some stuff out there and guesses, but, you know, this is where I do have to put on the hat of it. We try to put out stuff here that evokes discussion. Right, Reggie? We want discussion. We want that. And Carm said that when he was on the show.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it for, you know, just for shock value. He's doing it because what he believed in would be the best avenue and direction of the league. So I don't know if there's one person in particular, but let's call it even. Why has he not been spoken to, you know, asked, and given more of a role? Again, I'll say it like as well, just like, you know, other guys too. So I don't know. So I don't want to. I listen. How about this? I want to be realistic, but also optimistic. I'm hoping that people don't take, you know, all of this, you know, I would say love and you know, openness, that, you know, people openly talking about how they think Carm should be involved. I don't want certain factors to come into play where people don't like to hear that and use it as an excuse. Say, well, you can't tell me what to do. Like, you know, like, or we should, who are you guys? Listen, this is not just me on this, you know, podcast saying, and, you know, talking about my friend who I think should be involved. No, we're talking about people from many realms, many walks of life in this game, whether if you've had direct contact with them as a player, as a coach, or even from afar. And I'm not just saying, Reggie, I'm not just saying in Ontario and in the GTA. Yeah. I want to make this very clear. Carm has a ton of respect all over this country, in terms of what he's done for the game and what he continues to do. So again, yeah, for sure, this could be a 27-part series. You know, but Carmen Asako should be coaching where he wants to in this country, in my opinion, and he should have, you know, a chance to do so. And like, again, to all the guys listening, that are just that are involved with Carm, guys. I mean you too. I mean, because Carm gets a better chance. That means all of those great coaches that work under that umbrella. And I've mentioned a lot of them by name, and some of them I haven't. So a lot of you guys have been on our show too. You guys deserve it as well. So
if they don't go Carm's way, you
where are they
mentioned
gonna
that
go?
you mentioned that it might be an overseas.
I don't know. That's
hire.
Rumor. I don't know rumors. But
So we're
rumors
looking at overseas to bring.
Oh, I know what you're getting at here.
So
it's the league's motto as well. What was it at the beginning? For
Canadians,
Canada, by Canadians,
something like that.
Yeah, let's get Canadian coaches, right? Let's get Canadian coaches. I agree. Listen, this is no disrespect to the many to the coaches that are doing great job in this country. Amazing stuff. Pacific comes to mind. Teams like that, of course. I do think there should be something where we do grow this. It is a developmental league, right, Reggie? Carm mentioned that too. It's to give players a chance, but players don't get a chance unless coaches get a chance.
Right. And I think that's where we lack. We're starting to get out of that. And we mentioned it last week. We're starting to play the game within the game, or the game outside the game. I don't think a developmental club or league in Italy or England would be looking in Canada for a coach for a team, because they will look within first. And if they can't find someone within, they'll keep looking within. We automatically assume that coaches from Europe are better than the coaches that we have here. And that's where we start looking instead of looking within. It's garbage. We got to get out of that. But
who's the top team in CPL?
Forge. Joe, I agree.
Yeah, I know.
The facts are there, but no one likes the facts. So I don't know, man. So
and again, CPL playoffs, CPL final has Forge, ho hum. Once again, Forge is involved again, I think, in another CONCACAF game this week. Man, they keep playing. And they play against Pacific. Great job by Pacific reaching the final. Mm-hmm. It is Pacific and Forge, I think, in a couple of weeks. So
where's that?
Week. I think it's at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. So yeah, it's great. That is a great story too. So we'll leave it at I know Reggie is from UMBC. And the rivalry is UMBC.
It wasn't much of a rivalry back then.
We want to see Carm.
We're on Team Carm. He's a good guy. He's okay.
So happy-go-lucky too.
Yeah, that guy.
I can't even say that without bursting out laughing. And we everyone knows the jokes. Carm's a great guy.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll jump across the pond. There were some big games this past week. We both look at each other and say what could have been, but we both got 4 scored on, but one team made it a little bit closer than the other, but whatever. What are you going to do?
Let's deal with Arsenal first.
Quickly.
Yeah. So Arsenal,
we're doing your list this week.
I got my list. Yeah, I got my list. So we'll be quick.
Quickly.
Okay. So Liverpool wins 4-0. You probably got a few messages from Liverpool. Logan?
None.
Wow. He must be busy. So yeah, 4-0 Liverpool, beats Arsenal. Yes. I told you that during the match, I thought it was poignant that the color commentator on the feed I was watching pointed out, says, yes, this is a heavy defeat. It's on there, but there are big signs that Arsenal are on the right path. Now, I tend to agree.
I agree too. I wasn't going into this game thinking we always have a chance, but I wasn't expecting them to win. And that's why when you asked me for prediction, I didn't want to give you one, because I was going to say like 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I think, and we discussed this, that Liverpool is the finished product. That is the finished product. 10 years ago, Liverpool was garbage. Liverpool was where Arsenal are. Maybe a year ago.
This is work. This is a product, like you said, they're a finished product. This has taken time.
Exactly.
And do they deserve credit? Yes.
Of course, yes.
Does the ownership and leadership and the club administration deserve credit? Yes. You know where I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. Does Jurgen Klopp deserve credit? Yes. Do the players? Yes. There's something happening, and it's been happening, and this is what you see. Champions League Champions League winners, Premier winners in it every year.
Yeah.
Top 5 team easily in Europe.
Yeah.
So this is where a club like Arsenal playing in the Premier League as one of the top, the big six, if you will, right, Reggie? It takes time. And
it does.
This rebuild has finally, this year, with the market, that they've done, the transfer market signings, they've turned a bit of a corner.
Well, everyone's,
in my opinion,
I think Arteta's trying to get everyone in and around the same age, so everyone kind of peaks at the same time. And when everyone peaks at the same time, you're going to have what Liverpool has now. So I have no problems with that. They play Newcastle next. Now that's the bounce back game. If they come out and play like garbage against Newcastle, then we have an issue. But I don't think that's going to happen.
When Mo Salah got to Liverpool,
he bounced around from team to team to team. Remember that
he became a global superstar at
Liverpool.
Turned it around, went to Italy, had a couple of great years, good years for sure. He did, but he became a global superstar at Liverpool. You're not just gonna have somebody walk in. This is what you need at clubs in the state that Arsenal is. I mean, in their rebuild, you need someone who's gonna come in like a player who's a good player that boom busts out and becomes a great player.
Yeah. Smith Rowe, right?
Yeah, and it's
Saka.
Bingo, and they did it with youth too, like with Saka and Smith Rowe, who are now, said this a couple of weeks ago, they're legitimate. They're playing in the England setup. Yeah. Ben White looks a good player. Said about Tomoyasu,
Gabriel,
Gabriel,
Ramsdale.
You're getting
Tierney.
Some solidity. Thomas Partey's
name. You can keep going.
It's happening, right? Thomas Partey's playing some consistent minutes now. It's happening again. So listen. This is not, because Reggie's an Arsenal fan. No, let's look at it as a neutral here. There are good things happening here.
Yeah.
There are good things happening here. They're laying a foundation. There is stability. Arteta's been given the time to work. Okay, so I don't think they're on the right path. They lost 4-0. Guys, this is Liverpool. I wanted to make this very clear. Liverpool, City, and Chelsea can do things to teams that not many teams can do.
Facts.
Real Madrid could do that.
Bayern Munich,
PSG's supposed to. And traditionally Barcelona and so on in these teams. But I'm saying today in this realm, Liverpool, and I watched my team. Yes, they lost 3-2 to Liverpool. You say 3-2. That could have been 8-2. And meaning they're high octane and they play sometimes at a different level. Like we said, City, Chelsea, and so on. So it's not all doom and gloom.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why is Sadio Mane such a piece of garbage?
Reggie, what do you mean?
Why is he such a piece of garbage?
Oh man,
you have to listen. You have to watch that guy play.
Yeah,
he is a cheap shot artist.
We went from being. Is this an Arsenal fan forum?
No. It's not. It's not. He's not.
Okay, tell me.
Did you see what he did?
In this game, I didn't see, but I heard.
He should have gotten maybe 3 yellows and a red easily. But that's how the whole fight with Arteta started.
I was going to ask you about
that's how it started.
So that was a little again, and it happened right in front of us.
Because he was all game. He was getting away with the kick after the ball's gone. He still comes through you
for a high elbow, like a high.
It was a knee.
Yeah,
he came.
I did see that. Yeah.
How is this not a card?
Well, you tell me.
Ben White is 2 feet out of bounds, and he still kicks him.
I get in trouble for saying this.
Why?
Hold on. Because people tell me, that's the Premier League. It's tough.
Nah, listen, it's garbage.
Hold on. Because I don't not say this, but people say, Premier League, you're Serie A, and you think, no. Listen, there's some tackles I see in the Premier League. I cannot believe they just let them go. But I get told that's the tough Premier League.
Yeah, and then you get a yellow for talking to the ref. But, if I break your ribs, no problem.
Do you think Arteta, I have a couple of things on this. That was good to see. As a neutral, I loved it.
I loved it.
Because you know what? Here's what I say. Everyone knows Klopp fights for his players. And I've said this a million times. I would play for Jurgen Klopp a million times. And I love what he did. I'm going to give Arteta love too here. And I love what he did. The young player comes on. We all saw the picture. No, hold on, Reggie, because I think because
it's all for the camera, Joe.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, it's not.
Hug him after the game in the dressing room. I don't even think he knows his name.
Moment. Listen, managing players today is way different than managing players years ago. I think most people would agree with that. I just thought that was a good moment. It shows you who Klopp is.
All for the cameras.
But no. I don't think so. I just genuinely think that's who he is. He's a player's coach that way. No, I don't think so.
I believe he's a player's coach with all the hugging. I thought
it was a good moment.
Playing up for the camera, man.
Players want to play for him.
You're not going to fool me with that.
Players want to play for him. And I think what Arteta did, although it made Klopp go, and infuriated him and got the passion going, and that's okay. That's football. It's great. I think Arteta is endearing himself to his players too. And I think that's an important thing.
Yeah.
Whether, like I know you think about it, but like Pep Guardiola, Klopp, top managers, Conte, even though, like, it's just saying, the list goes on. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You have to endear yourself to him in some way. And I think that was, when I go to Arteta, I think,
well, maybe Arteta just had enough of it.
Yeah, I think he snapped it. But I'm saying that's okay.
4 of them in a row.
Reggie,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. And I think, you know what? It's like, you know what? And he got into it with Klopp. Hey, that's great. Like, no problem. Did they shake hands after the game, by the way?
I had turned the game off when it got to 4, and I went about my day. Not upset. No. I had things to do, so I left a little bit. I hear you.
And I left you alone
for nothing. Like, what are you going to do?
Well, again, I don't think it's that bad. I think we know.
No, I'm not worried about that.
We said what we said earlier about the top 3 teams. I know we always say top 4.
Yeah.
I think at this point, every fan's going to say Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Liverpool, City.
Yeah.
They'll be the 3, and then who fights for 4. So in the same day, we move to Italy. And listen. Where do I start with this? So good news. Mike Maignan is coming back sooner than expected. They're saying might be back Sunday. Amazing.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Was your goalie that bad?
No. To be fair, he's done a really good job in replacing Mike Maignan. Obviously saved a penalty in the derby, but unfortunately on Saturday, really routine. Tata Rushanu goes to catch the ball. It's almost comical, not almost. He's got it in his hands. That. Yeah. The men's league play, Reg. Yeah. You drop it on your, from your chest onto the guy. The guy scoops it in.
Yeah.
So AC Milan was chasing this game. They were down 3-0 at one point.
Against
Fiorentina. Yeah. And listen, attack-wise, man, Dusan Vlahovic, we've talked about him a lot. I told you this kid can flat out play. You could tell why all the big clubs in the world or big clubs want him. Down 3-0. Worldy of a goal by Ricky Saponara, ex-Milan player, of course. So there's that. Down 3-0. I think the game's done. And listen, Rafa Leao he's impressing me.
Yeah,
he's really impressing me, Reggie. So anyway, AC Milan comes back. The ageless wonder, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 2 goals. It's 3-2. Theo Hernandez makes a really. Again, I see the similarities. Like, you're talking about your group, your team. They make mistakes that are so youthful and full of inexperience. Arrigo Sacchi, obviously the former Milan manager, one of the greats in the world of football in terms of managing, said it was the AC Milan's mistakes. They're from youth. They're from inexperience. And Theo Hernandez, the great of Theo Hernandez.
You got to take the bad too, right?
And the bad, tries to make a silly, cuts back inside. Anyway, Fiorentina full value for the win. Don't get me wrong. But then we said about, so they lose 4-3. AC Milan loses 4-3. Listen, Reg, I still say this. You talked about a project. Maybe AC Milan is a little bit further in terms of the project, maybe, than Arsenal. If you compare the leagues, obviously it's a different league. So I get it. I'm not saying. But still, overall, no one likes to lose, and you're a fan, your team loses. But this team they are who they are. They have an identity. They did not stop playing. They almost, nicked a result out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They play.
Mm-hmm.
They are still on the right path. Does it hurt to lose that game? Absolutely, especially when Inter and Napoli play against each other,
right.
Especially when Inter wins.
Right.
Yes, but the progress is being made. The project is in good hands, And I'll say this again, my Maldini appreciation speech with Ricky Saponara, Massara, in the sporting director role, they're still okay.
Yeah.
The Inter-Napoli game was a high-octane game too. Inter comes out 3-2 on top. They're not done, Reggie. Like, you got to be Ric Flair. You got to beat the man to be the man.
Osimhen got hurt though. Eh?
That's massive. So for Napoli, Victor Osimhen, who's been fantastic, right? Nigerian international, right, Reggie?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're out of the African Cup of Nations. So he's out of it.
Mm-hmm.
3 months. They're saying
yeah.
he broke his orbital bone. That's massive for Napoli. I think I said to you on the phone, I think this is where the door opens for Inter. I really believe that. 4 points away now. Inter, which we talk about, having a great roster, a good roster. They are the defending champs. Yes, without Romelu Lukaku, but don't count them out.
They still smack goals, and Dzeko's not the same type of player.
They'll need another striker. You're right.
Yeah, they still
Lautaro and guys,
right,
but they have
right.
Perisic and Dumfries and
played excellent. Perisic was excellent against Napoli.
Yeah, so I just think they're not
still on loan, or is he?
I don't know what the issue is there. We'll see. Look for them to pick up somebody in the transfer market too,
which
maybe
opens
another striker.
Month and a half.
Yeah, so
month and 2 weeks, month and a week.
So we'll see.
Transfer windows open again. Wow.
So I don't know. We'll take a look at what happens there. I know we moved a lot this week.
We didn't even get to any of the Champions League. We'll probably recap the whole Champions League window.
Chelsea 4-0 over Juventus today.
Wow. And we'll talk about Allegri.
Yeah, we'll talk about his
maybe after all of the Champions League games are done.
We'll talk about Jonathan David scoring for Lille again, Canadian, being linked to some big moves.
He's a leading goal scorer in France. No,
unbelievable. It's a great story. Good for Jonathan David. Good for
who
Canadian
else plays
soccer.
in France?
Yeah, I don't know.
Might score.
Who else can score goals in France?
I don't know. Guendouzi?
You want my list, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Hold on. Let me get comfortable for this.
Before all you guys freak out about who's going to score goals in France, we get it. We understand.
We get it.
We know there's a pretty decent trident playing in the Parc des Princes. That's what they call it still? Parc des Princes?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
PSG, guys, we get it.
We get it. Okay, guys.
List.
We've been waiting for this for I think 6 weeks.
Top 9.
We top what?
I'm just kidding.
We've been waiting 6 weeks for this. Wasn't ready last week. His dog ate his homework, so here we go. We're for those of you that don't know what we're talking about.
This list is brought to you by
Marcos
Mariani.
Gave us a topic one day at the MCL, I think, and asked us to do our top 10 number 10s of all time. I did my list. If you haven't heard that one, I don't know. I can't remember what show it is, but go back and listen to them all. It's in there somewhere. So now we have Joe's list, and he's had literally 6 weeks to figure this out. So let me get comfortable, sit back, relax.
So my list is the best list, by the way. First of all,
and he says it's the best list of all time. If it was back in the day, it would be the Bible. That's what he said. So let's.
This is the greatest list compiled by anybody anywhere on the planet ever.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so no particular order. First of all,
no. I'll go 10 to number 1.
No.
What do you mean, Joe?
No.
We didn't do our homework correctly?
Okay, so then 10 to number 1. I don't like this. That's not good.
Okay, just do your 10. Just
do my list, man. Okay. All right. So this is who some guys are gonna say, he's not a number 10. He was for me.
I got ripped for adding Pirlo, but whatever.
Not really a 10. But anyway,
oh my God,
10 qualities, but okay, so it's not 10.
But that's what it is. 10 like qualities.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna get ripped for mine.
Okay, let's go. So
first of all, I have 2 lists. Let's make sure. On the greatest list ever compiled by a human being ever on the planet. That's good. Are you ready?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Sound effect if you want. Okay, so I have 2 lists because one list is like, it's got to be on its own. So 2 players that stand by themselves on their own will be mentioned in a second. On my list, of my 10 best 10s of all time, and the greatest list of that's ever been assembled by a human being.
Oh my
That's
God.
walked the planet Earth.
Get on with it.
Ruud Gullit.
A number 10?
Yeah,
He wore number 10.
yeah. So this is where it gets tricky for me.
Oh my God.
Everyone else is a real pure 10 that pulled the strings and scored goals.
But this is what it was.
Yeah, but Gullit kind of did that sometimes with AC Milan under Saki. Okay, so I understand. Everyone else is a like 10. So Ruud Gullit, boom. Okay, Rui Costa, Manuel Rui Costa. What a player!
Take that.
Shout out Jordan Feliciano. Okay, so that's a good one.
I missed that one. I named him or I missed it. I missed it.
Oh, that's a good one, eh?
That's a good one. That's a great
Pure
one.
10.
That's a great one. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Manuel Rui Costa. Great hair. Or did he have great hair? I mean, he had long hair. Okay.
Get the Nesta cut.
There you go. Yeah, it was the time. It was the late 90s. Okay. Then we got Michel Platini.
He wore number 10.
He was a number 10.
Okay.
Good player.
Fantastic player.
Yeah, back in the day. Then we got. Are you paying attention to this? Okay. Then we got Juan Roman Riquelme. What a number 10.
Take 2 for that.
Yeah, he's great. He's so good.
I saw something today on Twitter. Who would you rather have, Paul Scholes or Riquelme?
Stop.
I thought it was a joke.
No, mind you, I love Paul Scholes.
I do, but it's two different players.
Like maybe together.
Yeah, together. But
right.
Who would you rather have?
Of course.
What are you talking about?
Then we got Kaká.
I miss Kaká.
What a player! What a player! Hey, Reggie was a great player. In the height of his greatness, he was the best player in the world, right? Like, pretty good.
When you mention Kaká, lots of things come to mind, but the only thing that comes to my mind is when he scored that goal against United, where he headed it between the two players.
Gabriel Heinze. What a goal! What a moment! That was an iconic goal. Yeah, probably the signature goal of his life, right? Of his career. Sure. Good one. That was good. Okay.
Moving on.
The legend. I mean,
Johan
Cruyff.
Take that.
Yeah, Johan Cruyff. Fantastic. I mean, we were history buffs about the game. Mm-hmm. We don't have the type of football that we like without Johan Cruyff. So shout out to Ryan Cruyff and rest in peace. Mm-hmm. Good. And then we got Cruyff, right? Francesco Totti. Pretty good player.
Yep.
Don't give me anything.
You're waiting for something?
A real dual threat. Mm-hmm. Could score, assists, great in free kicks. You know, I always talked about he talked about his potential moves to Real Madrid. He was that type of player. He could have played at Real Madrid, no problem. Could have played at any club in the world.
Could have.
Yeah. So, didn't. No, he didn't. No, one club man, I think 250 goals in Serie A. Someone's going to correct me on that. So it's pretty amazing. And again, I know there's people left out, but that's pretty good. You know where I'm going with some of these. Then we got this guy's pretty good.
Who?
Roberto Baggio.
Yeah. He made my list.
Yeah, and shout out to Paul Kircho, Robbie Kircho. They actually met him. Yeah, a really good player, one of the best players, of our generation. Me growing up. But also a really great person. So, and it did a lot of great things with the Kirchhoffs when, rest in peace, Paul Kirchhoffs and Robbie Kirchhoff's dad was not well. He made time for him on the phone. Amazing story. But Roberto Baggio, what a player, a pure 10, Reggie, in that role. Maybe, one of him, Totti, and Del Piero, Del Piero's I always think of Del Piero as, yes, a 10, but I put him as a striker because he's a 10, he'd be there. So honorable mention to Alessandro Del Piero. Mm-hmm. But Baggio's in there for me. What a player. And I got Platini, I got Rui Costa, Riquelme. I'm going the last two that you love for sure. I'll leave you with Zizou. Zinedine Zidane. Pretty special player. I mean, to do what he did.
Size 13 shoe, Joe.
His
size. Craziness.
Was something that I remember watching him, and I told you this, destroy AC Milan when he was playing for Bordeaux. I go, this is Bordeaux. What's going on here? And he just did stuff that just blew my mind.
Then went to Juve and
then Real Madrid. Obviously, we did with France, the French national team. We use the word legend.
That's
truest
correct.
of a legend. Yeah,
that's correct.
It applies. It applies. Huh.
What are we at? 8?
I think we're at 9.
Okay.
Ronaldinho. Kidding me? Joking me? Ronaldinho is, listen, the most talented player. I've seen.
100%. When people send me Instagram posts about somebody doing a move, I always send back. Imagine doing that move at full speed and still have the ball under control and still beating guys. That's Ronaldinho. Full speed doing that.
Most talented player I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
This guy, no, guys, what I'm telling you is what he did with his football at his feet, unbelievable. Like Reggie just said, I never forget. He again killed my AC Milan. I'm so blessed that a lot of these guys actually played for AC Milan, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I know that a few are just for me. I know like Mesut Ozil was an honorable mention for me. Okay, because his time at
Real Madrid.
Arsenal and Real Madrid for me was great. I love Mesut Ozil as that. Okay, but when I watched Ronaldinho and he came to AC Milan in like his heavier, older days, and what he could still do, I said, man. So just with pure ability, ball at his feet, just and doing it with a smile on his face, he was the happy killer. I used to call him. Like, what a player! Like, just unbelievable. We all know about the standing ovation at the Bernabeu.
Yeah,
like that's it. Ronaldinho. He's the textbook on how to play, with a smile on your face and just play ball. So that's my 10. Then I have my 2 that stand alone on another planet, on a different world.
Wait.
Stage.
Let me guess. Well, no, I'll let you go.
Yeah, the 2 that stand alone are 2 Argentinian out of this world players. Lionel Messi is on a list with. Oh, there we go. I can't believe you. I don't even want to hear what that is. But Messi on his own with, of course, for me, the most, I would say, I don't know, amazing. And I mean it in the true sense of the word, amazing player I've ever seen is Diego Armando Maradona. We're coming up to a year anniversary.
Can you believe it?
Of his death. So, see, I told you it's worth the wait. Diego Armando Maradona, if you talk about a pure, just for me, icon, legend, the game, and number 10 that did it all, that impacted the game beyond anything I ever seen before. It's him. Like I said, for me, if Ronaldinho kept going, I think we're talking about him in a certain, way. But I mean, Diego Armando Maradona. I mean, I couldn't believe when I watched him. It was 8 years old when he won the World Cup. And I said, 7 years old, no, 9 years old, whatever it was. And I said, wow. And again, I was tried. My uncle tried to make me love Juventus. So here's the story, right? I've said it before. He may try to make me love Juventus, but I watched AC Milan play Napoli. That was one of my first games I remember. They played it in Napoli. And I liked AC Milan because I thought these 3 amazing Dutch players that just blew me away. From Rijkaard, Hullet, and
Van Basten.
The best 9 that I've seen other than the 9, which is Ronaldo. Brazilian Ronaldo.
Talk about someone who can do things at full speed.
Ronaldo. Poof. Jeez. Right? And then I saw this Diego Maradona just light up my team. And I said, wow. So Diego I'm going to leave it on Diego because we're coming up on the anniversary of his 1-year anniversary of his death. And those, you saw those Napoli jerseys that pay homage to him. So to me, he stands alone. But that's my list.
Finally.
Worth the wait?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, one day we'll probably do the 9 best number 9s.
Let's do the 9 best number 9s. Yeah.
Or 5s.
And listen,
or whatever.
here's a spoiler alert. Mine's going to be
Marco Van Basten.
No, number 1 will be
Ronaldo.
My spoiler will be
just it.
Maybe no. Here's spoiler. Ronaldo stands alone, so he'll be on his own for that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I got Lacazette, but anyways, that's a lot, Joe.
We should do like the worst ones for our team. I got a long list, but anyway,
Worst
we have the number
10s or
9
number
curse at
9s?
AC Milan. Number 9 curse,
What's
which
that?
Olivier Giroud is breaking right now. But
Oh, yeah.
the last 6-7 guys that were number 9 have been really
Didn't
bad.
Inzaghi wear 9?
No, but I'm saying after him. Like,
Okay. Who was the last guy that wore 9 that was garbage?
I mean, was it Piontek?
Oh, okay.
I think like it is bad.
That's not good. That wasn't good.
There's so many bad. But can we end on Diego, please? Thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll end on Diego for sure. So, guys, that's a lot. We didn't even hit our Champions League. We'll hit Champions League next week when all the games are done and all the windows done. We'll be in December by then. Amazing. So the Christmas schedule is coming up for England, I guess. I think Italy takes some weeks off. So we'll be inundated with football around Christmas time. I can't wait. So guys watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you're listening on all the popular podcast platforms, thanks for listening. And we'll catch you next week. Messi. You got to be kidding me.